Yeah.
This is going to get really spicy, but ladies and gentlemen, get ready to get underway into Inferno. Eternal Fire on that CT side. What's that? The T side of a major. That is not a bad start at all. Collins, good night, sunshine.
And Immor with his trusty dual Berettas, I'll tell you what, if you've ever seen Immor play a pistol round, you know that dual Berettas are his weapon. But he might not even get a chance to use them because that chance is doing the work right now. The flashbang is beautiful. Everyone's blind and in they come. Immor spamming away, can only get one actually. Colubra does a great job at getting a quick trade, but in the end he was very, very low HP, and that ekes them into xCloud. Armor leg is shown, and there we go, that's the information. And they're going to pounce immediately after that. First orange. Ooh, bit of a whiffy one with the MP9. He's not warmed up into the series just yet. And they've got themselves to side.
They're waiting. This is slow. Partizan. Need to be careful. They could be caught off guard here. Swing coming through. xCloud. Swatting one. Can he make it a double answers? No, but Immor steps up two.
There's another player on short though behind the hay bales. There's a couple of players there actually. They're trying to tap them down. They've got 3 players that can just swing, and there we go, of course. That was so critical from Collins because he was the player with the bomb. If that bomb was dropped with 8 seconds to go, they had no chance in this round. And now, still has given them a shot. Collins' work to get those 2 kills on the spray transfer has put him down to 30 points of health. But Calyx is low as well. Now they know where Colubra is in pit, and Calyx has found Collins, so it's all Colubra trying to take the initiative by peeking wide. There's one, but XANTARES is there in time, and of course he...
No, they're more than happy to wield the Eagles, the Tech 9s, and Collins already taking a chunk of damage.
Oh, that's the classic XANTARES. So, insta swing, insta headshot, and Collins tries to trade it, and if you try to trade XANTARES, 2 freebies for the main man of Eternal Fire. The original co-founders, really, of this organisation with woxic, but of course now he's the only one left with woxic moving on. Colubra gets a good trade with that Tech 9, and they've managed to flash Major off the angle toward Arch, and he does well to get one in the end, considering he was dinked immediately. Roger trades it, 2v3 as a player toward the graveyard, but he's shown his hand now as xCloud. Needs to play it carefully, but Roger takes his head off, and Duplicate has caught XANTARES coming from behind as well. It's a wild start to Inferno, and I'm loving it, but it's Calyx.
The slightest bit of information, he knows they're low, he goes for 100%. 1 bullet to the chest on both, it's easy. He'll play X's though, at least he'll get that. Gets the first, gonna fall away, Nade come through, and that could be enough to deny. Save coming forward, Roger will fall, both will fall in flags.
The smoke. It's a kill that really put right out of that. Launching ourselves into a very fast speed play. That smoke is really properly up towards CT, and Calyx, he's getting spammed down by that Gillen and somehow gets a couple more kills. What's going on? How is Calyx still alive? And now Duplicate has to do it all on his own. 15 HP to find 3 more players, and XANTARES basically fair.
It's not going to compete. For now, this once again should be another lead extending for Eternal Fire.
At the moment, no one's managed to get 2 rounds in a row. It's been back and forth. Major, that is an interesting sacrifice of his own life, purely to throw a flashbang. That is what the IGL is there for, to, I suppose, gets himself for.
Without calling attack pause. Save it when you really do desperately need it. And I guess, you know, I do like this. I think it's a good call. Just try and play a little bit more composed. There could be some money getting raked off for the MP9s. Collins and Rogan like this. Calyx for a double. Shutting down Colubra and Emmy and dropping the bomb too. And he'll find yet one more for the smoke.
Oh, that's an amusing one. Calyx says, I want 4.
Nah, especially in AWP.
Early
Yeah,
on.
agreed.
The pistols keep winning over and over, and you can't get a streak of rounds, and it's back and forth. Broken. XANTARES, we know he's confident, but Collins will take a little tiny bit of confidence off of him as he gets that entry frag. Actually, is sticking around, and he's sticking around for far, far too long. Emmy's flashbang is absolutely perfect. Major tries to help out xCloud with the...
I don't think they should send, in my opinion, more than 2. Because even if they, you know, with 3 men alive, they can still drop over. But if they start taking casualties,
take their 4th, how? Players holding back to send the higher HP players in. Collins getting flashed in. XANTARES in a lot of trouble. And there are so many flashes. And when you're isolated towards sandbags, you basically have no chance unless you... they need to be here super fast though, and Calyx needs to somehow find one, but realistically, the flashbang, oh, they try and send him through the coffin smoke. They blinded Calyx too. Bit of a timing error there with that one. And that could have given Collins actually a pretty good chance to trade it, but Calyx still here, gets himself that one, and he does take out Collins, so it's still an even back and forth. Major's still doing more and more work, and the bomb's on the floor with 7 seconds to go. Tags continue to come through. Immor knows that he's hit one more. And XFab with the MP9 should surely clear up both these two players, but there goes Immor. What a tough situation for XCloud now. Has to find his crossfire, his back's going to be turned, and with barely any health to spare, Partizan and Eternal Fire reached 6. But of course, as I said, he wasn't to know that. And I think Immor may have hit a tag without necessarily knowing the actual 2. That's on 5-7. If you go through a smoke against a 5-7, that is not going to work for you. Partizan, you've done such a great job at getting to this position to break the Eternal Fire coming once and for all, but you're falling by the wayside. Calyx is out of bullets with the Deagle, and he can't finish off Roga. What's going on? Major stuck behind the coffin smoke, showing presence as a FAMAS still in play on XCloud as well, and he's got a spam straight through it. If there was ever a clutch he could win, I feel like it could be this one. XCloud, Major and Immor, no kit available, and there goes the AWP. They now know exactly where it's playing from, though. Second headshot, Major's creeping up, finally gets it, and just in the nick of time. Roga will Immor, but honestly, Partizan only really have themselves to blame, right? Going through a smoke against XANTARES is 5-7. When you're that close, the 5-7 is a one-hit headshot. It's the freest kills ever, right?
But, hey, that's exactly why I take Pulp Try more. Look at the damage, Flash will come through, looking for the shot. That's a corker. Emmy dropped and he'll fall away too.
Finally secure another round in a row. Roga has to go back to collect the bomb. XANTARES hand shown toward Arch, but Kaluba, it's only really him and Roga left now, with XCloud taking Collins through the smoke. Kaluba wanting to advance through, but Immor just rips his head off. Overkill with a headshot. Now Roga is left in a very stuck position. We'll walk straight in.
XANTARES.
We call that input lag.
I think it went in between the hay cart and the wall, and that's why he was looking down trying to get it. You know, we've all been there. The old little, you know, there's pixels here and there which can break things. I know there's a couple over towards Vertigo where like the nades can just roll under the fence, and same with Nuke as well. This is a mop-up. Calyx for 2. Collins will get 1, but XANTARES should be able to see off the remaining 2, especially with Kaluba's low HP. And he just about corrects it. That was looking a little bit messy, bit uncharacteristic.
I do prefer to see players go for it, right? Here we go.
XANTARES, hello. Speak about aggression. I'm liking this.
Straight down mid. Major's fighting as well, and now they know that XANTARES is up close. XANTARES fighting for his life towards second mid, but Kaluba just...
It's like ships in the night and they just walk past each other, but they don't know.
There we go. There's low HP. And he can reposition in a pretty decent spot here. Immor has not made any noise, I don't think, very recently, so I'm not going to be aware that he's here, but Emmy's still waiting for him.
Not going to save that. I like the call.
Ray transferring to take Roga in that same spot.
Jealous. That sounds very nice. Having
Very
15
nice
degrees.
summer,
Yeah, especially it's frozen here in England. But
Do you know what's crazy, Neo? Last time this happened, it was also Eternal Fire. It was a cup game I did last year. Guys, hope you guys are enjoying the commentary, of course, as well. Hopefully we've managed to explain that in the best way we could. It was a weird situation.
Shot. And they've got a decent amount of utility to work with off the back as XANTARES, but he needs to rotate over himself.
Major. Oh, we had a good chance to catch Kaluba there, but the kill takes him out now. It's a bit of an issue because Immor's been dinked on long corner. Has to fall back towards the side now with those return damage toward Collins. XANTARES charging straight through that smoke with the help of some distractions. Does manage to take Kaluba out, and Immor hiding behind the sight boxes makes it work. XANTARES gets the last 2 as well. XCloud takes the dink, it doesn't matter. Immor will bail him out.
It's come back to fight them now. One spot is XANTARES looking to try and take a fight. Will be caught by the flash. He's spun down through the water as Rogue will find the first, and Emmy for the second.
And continuing to fight top banana, but hasn't really worked out as they probably would have hoped. Major going in with some utility, manages to finally trade Emmy down very low from his heroics toward that position. So it's a bit of a weird buy actually for the T side. I mean, they had 2 galores and then 2 recovered M4s. Cloud holding the CT, waiting for the smoke, but there is none. Not a single piece of utility available for Partizan, and that's what's going to cost them this round. No CT smoke, Immor's there. Shots coming through from both teams. That was just... It's pretty interesting, isn't it? I mean, you don't actually often see too many smokes on CT. Confident you can take the duel straight up, but right now it's forcing him straight through it, and it's working brilliantly. Calyx and XCloud fighting back, and oh my goodness, that was so loud. Their head's really good though, and he's so blind he can't even strafe behind the angle. Their fast Tech-9 plays on these low buys on Inferno are very hard to deal with, but right now Partizan are doing a really good job of giving them a lot of space, not taking a duel when they don't need to, and taking the long-range fights instead. Smart stuff from Collins. Emmy is here to help out as well. He knows that Immor was the bomb carrier too, knows he's done a lot of damage to him and then takes it out. Calm, cool and collected from Partizan. Really well played until XANTARES shows up, but he's getting flanked very quickly. Now what do? The bomb's in the middle of nowhere. You can either go toward A or back toward B, and it looks like... And that's good anyway for Eternal Fire. They've got that injection in and that's a good drag from Kaluba with that FAMAS. Just want to do something with it. And we're going to have to put in a lot of work. Now from the boiler position, there is one. Roga, he's helping out with all of these. He managed to take one, and there's XANTARES' Mach 10. He hasn't got to upgrade yet, and he has to push forward toward the Calyx, and he gets swung on by Kaluba as well. Interesting stuff later on in the round. 1 minute 12 on the clock as Calyx spots towards short. XANTARES, unfortunately, doesn't even... Immor creeping toward long, using the edge of that smoke. It's a little bit of a shield. And he sees the arm of Kaluba. There is no progress at all for Eternal Fire, and Immor's so screwed. Escape towards Arch with that flashbang. And Tag coming through.
Did it work? Collins to 4. It's a great round from Eternal Fire, and
you guys remember that? Yeah. While they were doing all their roster changes. Anyway, they're rushing up toward the. Oh my goodness! I say rushing towards the side. Always no chance. That's no XANTARES. I mentioned that you shouldn't be using it, but what am I to say anything? 3 in total. The rotations are coming in, but they're way too late.
This is messy. XCloud's close to burst as well. Could get one, and he will. Emmy to 4, looking for a second, and he double dips, and he works.
Oh, he hits that second as well. Would you?
The attention of Collins. He'll actually just fall off the angle. Collins, this is so aggro. Flash will come through. And Major still makes it. Does he consider? Oh. Yes, he does. XCloud will fall. It's Collins for a double. The individual players, right? I just hope they can finally now find consistency as a 5, stick to it, and graft it out.
Early duel for Banana. We saw the run boost to get the Orpa Roga over to the boiler side of mid. Didn't get a pick from it, but he did halting the Partizan charge, which was looking so strong, and giving them a chance with that Mach 10 and Tech-9 buy. But Roga in pit, and that's the bomb drop as well. Major's gone first with the bomb, so that's all the information that Partizan could ever have wished to have. But Roga can't escape from the firing flames. Immor takes that one, and XCloud with a very quick trade on site recovers it into a 2v2.
Bomb goes down, post plant to try and be set up here, but it's a very deep lurk spell coming through. They go 1 for 1. Leaves XR all alone to try and deny Collins.
Seen him.
As he just sneaks around the block. He didn't spot him. Collins is close. Does he?
He's in such a state of panic, but he recovers and gets 3 in the end. What? Roga underneath the balk, second miss. Got the pillar to play with. Big miss. He's now going to get swarmed upon. It's a good recovery. Now Calyx can trade it. Thankfully, having the second player toward long, and he's doing an amazing job, Roga. The first shot being missed, right side, but it's Calyx taking opening point. Kaluba's gone, and look how blind Duplicate is. The A-bomb site is the place to go. 3 players to fight. Duplicate on the balcony. On the head, trying to take him surely and play the 1v1 duel. He knows he's about to be converged upon, and Emmy hits the headshot. Roga's going to thank his lucky stars and might need to buy a lottery ticket. After that one, Major is going to try and take advantage of it. He's popping himself straight through that smoke, and Kaluba, even though he swings for it, gets his head ripped off, but Roga's still here. Good fast pace from Calyx. He knows he only needed that one bullet, and he takes it. And actually, Eternal Fire are very happy to get this plant down with a player still in pit. This is one very unique thing about Inferno, is if there's CT in pit, but you have the site, you can still plant and be okay with it. And now it's a 2v2. Good recovery, but unfortunately for Immor, he's going to have no idea that Emmy's coming up from mid. Major's in the open, Duplicate's playing with the angle, Major has to...
Over for a double, that's brilliant. Wow. Calyx will find one, same more XCloud.
Staying as close as we kind of expected it would, to be honest, knowing how both these teams enjoy Inferno at the moment. So we're going super aggressive, but this time Immor is already toward logs. That was a very fast forward for him.
We're blazing apart here, Trav. Speaking of, Major trying to save it.
Let's go. Switches to the AK, but before we can do so, Duplicate has arrived on the scene in his boosted up position with that 5-7. Emmy, oh, you can see the edge of XANTARES. It does say a smoke kill on the kill feed, but or maybe a 2v3 after plant, which can often work out very successfully as a very hard site to retake. Flashbangs are good, but unfortunately, for Eternal Fire, Emmy is better. He plays the Bente angle, and he gets himself a second as well. Immor's looking to no-scope pretty close. Flash coming in. Finally hits the shot from every single angle. Immor finds Roger, and that probably has to call it off now. Look how far away up towards CT. While it is good, it can often get you a cheap kill if it's checked, and that's the issue. Opens that up towards first. Lots of damage done, and XANTARES gets the instant trade. That is what that is meant to do. Send the Mac 10 in first and get the one lifeline Partizan needs to get back into this. Flash is coming.
Walk away with success. What a game. Electrifying from start to finish. A 10-5 half.
Three toward that position, and actually a double pit setup for Partizan might be the perfect counter, but if the first player gets taken down, then you're going to have no chance, surely. Kluber gets one, but only one, and that could be the beginning of the end for Partizan on their map pick.
And numbers don't favour them. Time is dwindling. We're already halfway tick. This could be this job done and dusted. NiKo's barreling in. Major by the first. And Torrent
holding a big off angle. Calyx taking his time, and he hits the headshot. Calm, collected, cool.
Rougher general direction. Couple of attacks coming through. Little bit messy. Kaluba and Emmy taking some damage. And Major just showing some presence as Calyx opens things up.
Immor's found himself his position with the dualies on Anubis. He's getting mollied out of it though, and that puts him in a very tough situation, and he's gone. Collins overwhelms him, and that's a great flick to find xFloud. He even takes himself a third as well. Collins gets that one, and Duplicate holds his flank. Major is gone and out of the round, and it's Calyx 1v2. It's a very even one as well. Now just one player remaining. Collins with those 3 kills, looking for 4 with a lot of pressure. Emmy could have a flank, but Kaluba somehow gets 2 from the mid-site pillar. Collins picking up, flash coming in, XANTARES is ready and takes him out. Looking for a second, flashbang support from xFloud, and he sees the second as well.
Looking like it should be a clean round for Eternal Fire to see off xFloud to be tested. In comes the utility, the rotation. That could be beckoned over just yet. The Molotov will tick him. And a 4 times the Kaluba. XANTARES is going to be tested with the AK. And it'll come up trumps as it's a Kaluba double.
And we're about to see the same pattern as map 1. It was back and forth with the force by battles. But Immor is looking to try and make that points of health between them. Kaluba holding the line, just looks away, and now...
A little bit of space is Emmy finding so much room to work with their AK-47, and they've cleared the whole site. Bomb will go down.
You don't see a round 2 AWP too much. Immor lost it, and now it's in the hands of Roger. So, yeah, that is not exactly ideal. XANTARES is absolutely determined with all his might.
Emmy slowly creeping his way forward. Trying to find a bit of space. Molotov will clear the close angle. Nothing to be spotted there, and in comes that bit of information. Duplicate, nice shot. Continues to just open
in chat. In comes the pistol rush, and I'm afraid Kaluba cannot handle it. So that's going to be a free gun. It is now.
Feels like it was only around the corner, but what was it? About a year and a half now? Maybe a little bit less than that, but...
So, listen, we'll get...
Vegan Hunter, this messy, flash come through, and Kaluba sees it off. A V's around from him, 2 exit kills to see it off. No, it is, yeah. But Partizan have gone for the T-side pick here, so I think it's very interesting. You know, what is the reason behind it? Of course, you know, so far setting the tempo, it seems to be working. Yeah. Because they're looking like they might be finding a 4th in a moment, but I think generally picking into that T-side is very risky.
It is, but maybe they just realise that information, but Immor, unfortunately, needs more information for kills because he's got no armour. The AWP was a glass cannon only.
They're not exactly loving life in the server. I think that's probably the best way to put it. They're currently down by 3 rounds, and well, it's looking like maybe only XANTARES be the one to save. In towards the next, Kaluba's going hunting. You'll find the first. It's a possibility of maybe somewhat of some success in towards it.
So we brought up that and Kevlar, and we're already seeing how clean he is. Sure, he doesn't expect Emmy as well. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, owned by Man United's very own Casemiro. There's EC Club Bruges as well. They're also a footy team. I know there's a few. There's a fair few kicking about. I wouldn't know too much about Partizan, my team, Liverpool. We're normally up there in the Champions League, so we're the Real Madrids and the PSGs of the world. Maybe not next season. But.
No, I mean, as an Arsenal fan right now, I'm relatively happy. Regional scene. I always was a bit of a fan of Duke. He's a very good player. Got himself another kill toward Major as well. XANTARES. He has gone for what could be classed as a hero M4. He had 45.50, I believe, in the bank toward the beginning of this round.
ropz, maybe the AWP possibly could be dropped off, but now double back, and actually, in fact, Calyx will fall.
There you go. How dare I forget them? Straight through mid, this is an interesting play, and ZywOo has been given no chance whatsoever. Maybe he's not entirely fully aware that he could be spotted. A bit of a barrel on that corner. They're going into a pretty significant stack on the A bomb site right now. There's one player here, but Emmy's coming on a late lurk, and XCloud had no idea.
And Calyx, I don't think he's going to be able to make too much of a difference. He does hit a couple of bombs.
So, bomb tap will come in. No kit on either player, and Calyx holds his teammates back. That general executes and a couple of pushes as a group, but that round they won previously was just that straight push through the two mid doors. And while ZywOo was there defending it, one player was not enough. And now he's here once again. MP9, he's desperate for a second, knowing that he's still got a decent amount of bullets in the clip. The timing doesn't work in his favour because they're both shifting at the moment. He's going to have to scope, and there's the information, but he finds Roga. That's a big pick, but Emmy is still lurking all the way around the back. A free kill. Oh, it almost wasn't. Switch around was almost in time.
It's brutal. Really well played once again from Partizan. Their mid-round has been perfect.
Yeah, and this, as you say, this advanced position from Collins is going to be in no way... Oh, okay. Why do I speak, man? I was about to say in no way expected a major fight. On the retake, he spots the first. Roga has to hop away, but both players are so incredibly low. The Molotov will keep him at bay, and then Kaluba comes in to help out. I think Emmy will pounce while he's trying to withdraw his gun. There's the timing. He has to escape. He's now in trouble with ZywOo. Flicks around perfectly. If there's one player, big stuff to get Eternal Fire back into this half. Taking Calyx though. Major will have to go on a reface to take that kill, and that wasn't guaranteed.
Kaluba now is holding. It's a good call. Hold, wait, and see if he can catch Eternal Fire member overextending. But speaking of exactly that, Imor will step up. Collins the fall, and
yeah, this is basically impossible with the bomb is. The player is close to that, but Major does go hunting. He's the only one here. Here's both players, and he can't get the first. That's unfortunate timing on that swing, and now Imor's been found by Kaluba. The round has turned on its head. He's now shown his hand. I was about to say, unfortunately, Collins does not know Major's here, but now he does. Tries to swing for it, gets it, but thankfully Major does a fantastic job.
You know, not only what are the Eternal Fire going to look like on their map pick, but what are Partizan going to look like? Do they have team practice on this map? How much time have they put in since it was added to the pool? And I think it's safe to say they have put in a hell of a lot of work in towards Eternal Fire going for a punish pick without really realizing, you know, what their opponents are actually even any good on this map, and this could come back to bite them. Well, it looks like it will at the moment.
Nice jump throw Molotov. That does clear out some of the cubby, and that will force him more wide and further back. There's the first. He flames to his advantage, and again, more kills coming back in Partizan's favour. But unfortunately, now Meg's saying to them, guys, I need to reload. Please bail me out, and they're about to. That was a well-played hold by Imor and XCloud, both of them actually being on the site.
The map design is very interesting. It's very different to what we've seen kind of previously. Imor taking a step down, Molotov will be extinguished. He finds the first look at making a double. Can't quite step off, and now just a sliver of HP to work as he falls. And the rotation being beckoned over as the bomb dropped and eagle wielded.
Yeah, XCloud staring at his teammates, saying to him,
Duplicate, not long live for this world, surely. Spotted, now he definitely has swing come through. 4 remaining alive. That's a really good round for Eternal Fire.
Above the smoke, into this position that XANTARES might be peeking in a split second. Deep's getting from the big off angle, but they just can't move from position. Another headshot, a third headshot from XANTARES. Do you expect anything less? 3 kills from him. He makes it look so easy. And now Duplicate is last alive. Fudge, knife out. Oh, this is going to be scary. This is going to be scary. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? He's walked straight past him.
It wasn't exactly to be in that round. And now we're going to step on the tempo a little bit. Look at this.
Here we go. Fast play with the pistols. Duplicate with the Tech 9 gets the opening toward Imor. But Calyx is doing a great job of staying alive right now. He's baiting in Major. But the wide swing Tech 9 is so hard to deal with. Thankfully, XANTARES is on the scene again. I mean, he and XCloud to try and figure it out. Great trade from Collins. Fusing to the particular site. Major does get one with a grenade, but Duplicate insta-trades it again. And once again, XCloud is trying to pounce, and he gets caught by Roga switching back.
Oh, we've seen exactly that.
I don't know how to feel about that position, because obviously, one, we don't necessarily know what res XCloud plays. Two, we don't know whether he plays right-handed or left-handed. Because if he plays 4x3 and plays right-handed, there is no way you would have seen Collins waiting there. I think...
Two players rotate back in the bomb, making its way down mid. Does he expect the two players close? Hopefully, holds down the fort. fnatic will fall either way. Emmy, great shot from him, and a Molotov comes through, denies rotation.
Again. They're doing such a great job of weaseling out these players, right? They're just finding them in every single position, it feels like. On... Has to make noise dropping down. No kit. This one is said and done. And we go into the half at 10-5 for Partizan. Emmy finishes the job. Hits at least one shot through the door. Needs to fall back toward A. Immor, ooh, tasty. Next shot is up close with the MP9 as well, getting baited in. There are three players coming his way. He's found one. Oh, what a pre-5 from Jupiter. Gives XCloud no chance whatsoever. Even though Major gets one, it's only going to be one, because he's being locked out from the site by Kaluba. Great stuff from Partizan. This is a solid T side. We don't know what the average is necessarily on Anubis as of yet, but you know, a vaguely T-sided map. Not the bomb, which is the big issue.
Slow. What does XLR do? He's done a slow performance so far. Needs something special.
Lucky.
Unfortunately, we really don't know where it really leans at the moment. Partizan and Fire leaning towards A and then flying in.
Ooh, they are flying in, but I'll tell you who's flying. It's Kaluba and Duplicate. One behind the pillar, one up toward heaven. And it works for a couple of kills. Immor's got one bullet left in the clip and he can't connect with it. So Kaluba finds him too. Major waiting for the flank. There are two players coming his way. Now it's all down to XCloud. They know exactly where he is. He's fighting his way out pretty nicely, but of course he does not put some pressure on the CT economy. Wow, Rogo's taking no prisoners. And going straight in with the USP, and he even gets himself 4 to finish it off. That's super nice. And of course, sometimes it can feel like only him. But too hard a carry. So, just need to see if they can build up some sort of run on T Collins, and that should be the opener. Emmy is in a predicament. Major checks the smoke, as he so rightly should. He gets his just reward. Creeping back, there are 3 players on A, so the big rotation is going to have to come in, and now they can hit all the utilities. ANTARES fight, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. There's definitely starting to seem like there's this method to the madness over towards
Major making sure that pillar, which will do a lot of damage so far, will be removed. But he can pop himself straight through the smoke, actually. And the utility being lifted on sight everywhere. Unfortunately for Duplicate, he tries to show himself with the help of the Kaluba flashbang, but really tasty set play.
Dodge, and he should be fine to save here, realistically. XFOD still looks for that final one in the hunt. Find him? The answer's no. Duplicate will see him off. The call here by Eternal Fire is towards B. Pops on the AWP, doesn't find it. Mark and seconds of oskar, missing 2, and now he tucks in a horrible corner. Nade will rain through, and surely he'll fall.
My goodness, absolutely peppered with grenades, and there we go. The combination, an overzealous peak of just one pick. Waiting to see if there's a flank coming in from behind. Immor, that's a big frag to take. Looks like they are committing toward B, and right now the only player there is Emmy. Up across the map. If he can get himself 2 kills, that would be amazing, but when you're getting swung on by basically the entire Eternal Fire squad, you've got no chance. And that means that the save has to be called.
Yeah, surely now, right? Bomb goes down with too many alive towards Partizan. There's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can really have to work with this. An exit frag collected as Immor will fall, but I actually get a bit of timing to work with. He potentially could catch Collins. Back turn, will look the right way. Spots at the right time as well. Collins thought he'd just gonna...
P250 and 2 Deagles with 4 players coming their way. Flashbang's really good, but unfortunately just couldn't get it done quick enough, and in the end they find every player very interesting indeed.
Torres, hello.
Wow.
That's aggressive. I love that start. I mean, of course, just pistols they're coming against, but setting the tone early doors. Calix might be able to add one to his tally too. Kaluba just on the other side of the top of the doors. Who will spot who first? It's Kaluba, in fact.
Oh, that was scary. Second there. Choosing the correct site to go. Does he check his left? Does he check his low? He does. See you later, Collins. Eternal Fire up to 10. Just 2 behind. The comeback has been real. ANTARES has moved up. But Kaluba's on the other side of the taken down for free here. Oh my goodness. Calix has I've never seen a bigger save in my life, apart from when I watched James save on the phone.
What do Eternal Fire do from here? They've got the numbers to work with. Buckets is still lurking. And he spotted the bomb. It's dropped in the open like a present as he sees it roll in front of him. And a pop shot from the AWP. This is really, really dicey, but thankfully Major steps up for a double. That's huge. As the bomb goes down too, little do they know.
Let's see how far XANTARES pushes forward. Yeah.
Now, of course, though, it makes it, more impressive. calyx, though, will fall to the bomb, so it was actually worth going for that little run there. Gets the dink with a 5-7, and the calyx does fall. I mean,
anyway, we're back underway. Partizan have just the 1 M4 in this round on this half buy that I mentioned. Eternal Fire taking a little bit of time. We need to be careful. There's the M4. Thankfully, it only gets 1. And it's holding the line from behind his teammates. He could maybe pounce at least 1 because they're not checking it whatsoever. Go, but of course the Deagle nerf from last year.
Yeah, I agree. I think now it really is sort of a testament of ability, and it's sort of how the Deagle should be, right? I think we saw prior to the nerf, it was just body spam to the ball, right? And it was so deadly.
3 now 1v2. This is so hard for XFloud to cross. Got no utility to do so either. Has to peek directly into it, and Roger even has his USP out to finish the job. And he's really been locked out well by Eternal Fire in this half so far, it feels like. Colin's playing behind the same pillar as last round, but this time he doubles up, gets 2. Really well played, and he takes him a long time for XANTARES to clear him out. 3v3, now 2v. Let's let him help out too, but Duplicate, he couldn't help out in time. And XFloud, who's had a slow game, is stepping up at the perfect time. 3rd headshot, beautiful. Exactly, because of course that round from Partizan in the previous was only 1 person alive, so the reinvestment was pretty significant. With all 4 players are wandering his way, the utility they've got is ready for a full execute, but if calyx picks before the flashes, it's going to be a chance for Roger, and there we go. You know exactly where he's stuck. The utility is doing a great job. Overflicks for the second. But he's going to be safe now thanks to that smoke. Has been removed. Imor finds him. And once again, Partizan are locked out.
Oh, shot. Imor finding Roger. He tried to go for the...
It looks like they're solely focused on A. They're realising that maybe that's a weakness on the Partizan side. And look at all the flashes. They're just going straight in off the back of it. Duplicate's burning with no armour. It's a bit of a nightmare. And he's gone, but there's a big flank coming in from Collins very quickly. He's found XFloud. Bomb can be planted safely though, and the player toward heaven in Khalid 1v3. Grenade removes the first, and he has a defuse kit. And he's creeping toward the bomb, but Imor's refusing to peek, and in the end, calyx gets himself 4 kills.
God, yeah, unfortunately what a mess that project was, and this could get very messy here. There you go, holding. Major caught on the swing. And a second foul is all by Duplicate, but quick trades by calyx, and that'll crack open the A side like a walnut.
Getting that man advantage, but as it is, XFloud is now holding off this retake. Collins, gun barrel spotted, 1 bullet needed, taken down, and he's looking for a trade, can't get it, and calyx is holding the flank, Kaluba removed. Headshot by Collins being there, and don't forget there is a lower bracket, so they will be playing in that lower bracket. No chance for Kaluba to save in that corner. calyx has a right eye peek, body showing. They're truly rolling the dice now, straight through the underpass smoke. But of course, even slight movements, even while shifting in the water, does make a sound cue. It makes a tiny splash, and if there's any player around and about, it will be heard. And Emmy on his advance will get removed. XANTARES adjust. Eternal Fire through to the upper bracket semi.
There's been, a couple of questions about Eternal Fire, maybe even more specifically on the AWP, but in that final round, he steps up when it matters most.
Can Eternal Fire finish off the job? 12-5 behind to 15-13 ahead. Flashbangs are so good. I've got to give Eternal Fire so much props with how their executes have been played. They're 4v5 save the game. Major knows that he shouldn't be peeking that back into the cubby. The trade is instant from XFloud. 4v3, players coming in, Kluber gets 1 more, great shot from Collins, back into a 2v2, calyx position shown, he gets removed by Collins as well. It's all down to Imor, Roger's trying to bait him out, and Collins has it.